The skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. I, okay, I'm going to ask you, please leave Twitter stuff out of the stream. As on stream, I do not talk about Twitter messages. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate the planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So, I'll be... Now... Yeah, okay. A strange thing has appeared before me. I barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Now, the seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout, this sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape, it's similar to the pick brand carrots. I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am on a toxic planet, fighting to survive. And yet, I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A. And I will call it by my side. B. Perhaps it will react to pressing X or R while holding the L as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. DL, R's rotate, BR zoom, R up and down will change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls. and my surroundings. So, our first task be to find some other Pikmin. There's a, as you can see right there, the what I was just looking at was our dolphin. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more things I try, the more reactions I can catalog. I shall attempt to grab and throw it with A, call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to pushing X or moving, while or R while holding L as well. So it's so I find it interesting so far. This is going a little more in depth with the Pikmin 4, which it's pretty fun, but I once again was getting just a little tired of it. Astonishing. Canyon has sown more seeds. The small red pellet. The Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems sort of an incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form. I like how at points it doesn't make it look like we have the third Pikmin. Actually, we're about to see just a so button controls so far are not like Pikmin 4. Which, by the way, I am putting a temporary hold on that playthrough. So chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will answer questions. And as you can see, our previous max was at 5, now went up to 10. So, God, how many of you have played Pikmin? As we see the Pikmin moving, it looks like a box. The Pikmin are curious. As children, they form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. The glimmer of hope that's begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Approach and hold a pick route. Press A, grab Pikmin. Release to throw. Press B, call them. Flex to miss. While we move with the R, while holding the L command to grab the group. Press the L. Or up, down, left, right on the R to control my perspective. I shall forward in my computer and access it with the plus button. Which in a couple of minutes we'll show you that as we find our first part. Amazing. There's no mistaking. My ship's engine rests before my eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate had smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? Dolphin's main engine. It was pure luck that I found that piece first off. This is how I can lift off. So, we might need a few more Pikmin. So, I'm taking back all the pellets that we see right now. As you can see, just in the distance from where we're currently standing, see another ship part. Right now, though, we'll go back to our ship and pull out our fresh sprouts. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by holding A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noted that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flush with a bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue, give on a dim glow. Praying, paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. So right now, I'm holding my A key till we got all the Pikmin we now see, which we've went from 10 up to 21. So the game didn't tell me there. Yeah, actually, when you see big items like that, you want to push your X key. As one of the things I love with Pikmin games is the treasure hunting aspect, which we've just seen for the first time. I also love the little jingles that here. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but has become of remaining parts. The search starts tomorrow. Sorry, for one day since impact, I somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion left off. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or they merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems like they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin, that's in 29 parts. I can't cover them all. Never return home to my family on planet Hokatate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 20 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface. Below, it holds the key to my survival. I'll name it Well of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. So now our Pikmin population went up. Goes up from 0 up to 21 for the Pikmin. We've lost 0 in battle and left 0 behind. But you know what? We're going to go back into the impact site. We're going to get that last part and Then we'll move on. Oh, I don't know if you seen during the my dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange surface makes me feel somewhat uneasy. So I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do, stand in the light beneath the onion and press the A. So we're going to take out all our Pikmin that we have so far. Now, so as you can see, just sorry, just going around. There's our first enemy. Now, what I will do as I find out the names of the enemies is I will put them in the YouTube video up. Out soon, probably in the next day or two. But chat, if you have any questions about that video, feel free to ask about that. There, now, why I don't like another intriguing discovery. A yellow variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink the delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation needed to determine the strength, and pupillage of these flower Pikmin. So I like so 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 since basically okay, so I'm going to cut forward. Oh, so I'm going to skip to sunset. As you've seen, we were not able to get the last remaining part. As we didn't get to see this earlier, I thought I would show this as a bonus. So that's kind of explaining. It only left 4 Pikmin behind. So now we will finally go on to the Forest of Hope. So, okay. So what was going on? I've recovered 1 of 30 parts. Just 4 parts will increase the Dolphin's capabilities while confirming the ship's status. I have taken the opportunity to repair my spaceship. So we can only right now hold 17. So chat, what do you think? Of the game so far? And not only that, I kind of want one thing I do would love your opinion on tonight. And yes, Chad, I do plan on beating this one. Depending on how things go, we might get planning for about halfway done tonight. Here we go with our first, well, enemy fight is what I was just about to say. I will tell you, it's why? It's the eternal fuel dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. This should light things up. No more candles for me. So as you can see, we need about 40 get the next number. Let's see how many Pikmin we going up to. So with that, we are now up to we're up to 27. We need 40. For that part we've just found. But you know what? Why I'm calling the Pikmin away from him. Is that Grandpa Borb likes to eat them. As you can see, it's already eaten 5. I'm trying to keep him from eating more. So that's why I keep basically running away from it. What I'll be doing there we go, we just took it out. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay attention to Let's pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So, best for me to read my monitor's data. Across the top of my monitor, the sun meter, this data display. At the bottom, so it's just talking about different displays. Now, I believe they call that the giant bulb orb. So, we now want 6 more to get our next treasure. Which I'm going to let and he's eaten 2 of them. And out come 4, so we'll be at 41. Now we are at 41. Amazing how the first so we'll be using pretty much all of our Pikmin get our next treasure. Which the big question now is, will they make it back during the day? And they did. And our new part. Do you have the internal fuel dynamo? This should light things up more. No more candles for me. I've now recovered with 30 parts. I can find it just more. I should be able to produce my ships. capabilities, is what I was about to say. So that little part you see just behind me. We're gonna let all our Pikmin are working on getting this bridge built. And Noah, you may be asking, did I forget about that one seed? I didn't. Sorry, I did for maybe a second. And from that, we got up to 43. Hard to believe. My clock is indicating the approach of the sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. But I don't call the trailers and add them to my. I may not be able to get back. Sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I'm somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin banned for themselves in the darkness. I've recovered. Well, here. Well, what I'll probably do is I'm going to start using markers right now to cut, for me to know when to cut for YouTube video purposes. Three, two, one. So what? No, I love the music they got in this game so far, and welcome anybody that's never been to an Elvis D23CA stream before. I do. You're doing good. If you have any questions at any time, feel free ask, and I will do, and I will answer as many questions as I can. This is my first time ever playing the original Pikmin tonight. 3 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship parts have landed in this region. If I can just rediscover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances, and I'd only have to press my plus button to locate my parts. Yet, there seems to be hostile life forms. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press the A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit damage meter. The bottom left corner of the screen. Pikmin population. As you can see, we got one star, but we're going to continue on with the Forest of Hope. Hopefully get a few more, 3 more, then we're going to get our radar. But I'd like to quickly call attention to the ground where we started. You will notice as we progress bridge that we started work on yesterday in game. We've just got to try to see if we can get farther. Well, maybe we're going to let our Pikmin take down another wall. In the meantime, as they're doing that, well, I'll show you the wall of progress. As we've been making progress, you can kind of see. I'm going to try and do is try to get this a smaller ball orb, they may be called, away. I will put so why I called the Pikmin back so quickly there. A loud sound. Wake up the one we just took out. Like I showed a little earlier. Since that bubble orb ate too, now it thought it could take more than 2 down, but you know what? We have discovered a new type. Oh, a new onion. And a new type of Pikmin at that. We now have... I'll use in just a second. We now have our yellow Pikmin. Which... The color is different. But it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what in some circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might be a different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. And hold the Pikmin for a moment. That's A, and then R by, well, pop it for another by pushing R. But so we're letting two Pikmin so God, a few minutes ago. We have now went up to a total of 55 Pikmin. That is sure a lot of Pikmin from where we started. I'll show you in a couple of minutes here. Nice. When we no, to show you now. What it's doing. The yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stone. Why did it decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive, the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks all over them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away with this within this merits further research. Now, the glowing rock the yellow Pikmin picked up seemed to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know what these stones can be used as. Powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But I should be able to blast open the stone walls. The blocks that block the pathways, I may be even able to against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. Control. Bomb rock carrying Pikmin. Give them orders. They will toss their bomb rocks at nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. So you could kind of so just for the time being, to leave our others just right there, but so we lost. No, other, don't, you're not following them. So, why I'm not letting the pit